Who is it? Hello? It's me, Madarshan, or Laura, trying to be in disguise. I know my name, you do too. Hey, I know I'm from Cleveland. I know that's in Ohio. I know this is my yard. I know my neighbors are cutting their yard. Maybe you can hear that. I know watching the video that there's a tree growing out of my head, and I'm okay with that. I know exactly who I am. It gives me comfort. And as I was thinking about today and the contemplation of who am I, brought to mind a story. And I wasn't going to record this story, but if you got the worksheet from the previous 40 Days of Hope email, you might have noticed that there were several names listed of characters that you were asked to identify with. And those are just words on a page. A lot of times with the Gita, the characters, if we don't know them, are just hard to pronounce names on a page. And one of the best things you can do for understanding the Gita and yourself is to learn the backstory of those characters. I'm going to tell you the story of one of my favorites, and his name is Karna. Karna is the arch enemy of our warrior prince hero, Arjun. And Arjun, like me, he knows his name, he knows his parents, he knows where he's from, he actually knows what he's meant to do in life. And he generally feels pretty good about that. Karna, though, doesn't know any of those things. So there's a story of how Karna and Arjun meet. There's a great athletic contest, and Arjun is in it. And he's going to do splendidly, of course, because he always does. And to this contest comes a mysterious stranger who challenges Arjun and says, anything you can do, I can do better. I can do anything better than you. And Arjun says, no, you can't. And the stranger says, yes, I can. And they get into a bit of a tussle about this until some of the older folks who are helping with the contest come over and say, okay, look, we know who Arjun is. He's a prince, he's a mighty warrior, he's got some skills. So you, who are you, mysterious stranger? And the stranger says, my name is Karna. I said, okay, we've never heard of you. Can you tell us more about your name or your parents' names? He's hanging his head. Your grandparents' names, any of your ancestors? Where are you from? And Karna doesn't know because when he was a baby, his mother put him in a basket and sent him down a river where he was found by two people not related to him by blood, but who raised him as their own. And so there's always been this hole inside of him and a lack of confidence in himself. And finally, the people officiating the contest say, look, we don't know you, we don't know anything about you, we can't let you into this contest. And Karna is hurt. He gets a chance to avenge his hurt later because when Arjun shows up for war, guess who's on the other side looking at him going, I've been training, and anything you can do, I can still do better. Well, as it turns out, Karna, the mysterious stranger, is extremely skilled. He is better than Arjun. However, because he doesn't know who he is and he doesn't have this confidence in himself, he doesn't have this understanding of himself, he doesn't have this love for himself, he lets other people put roles and ideas on him because he doesn't have this strong sense of what's at his core. Even though he's more skilled, Arjun beats him. And in fact, it's a battle to the death. And Arjun kills Karna. And many people mourn the passing of this mysterious stranger because he had good qualities. He was courageous. He was generous. But there was a darkness to him too because he didn't know who he was. And then the sad twist of this whole story is after Arjun kills Karna, Arjun's mother comes up and is crying. And Arjun says, why are you crying for my enemy? And his mother says, he was my son. I had him when I was very young. I didn't know what to do. I put him in a basket and sent him down a river, but I knew who he was. And it makes me very sad. And even though that's a sad twist to the story, it really illustrates an aspect of these characters of the Gita that show up as enemies. They're not that different from us. they're really not strangers to us. Karna was Arjun's brother, his own blood, his own flesh. They shouldn't have hated each other. Should have loved each other, or at least gotten along like brothers do. Even, in the worst of times, there's a connection. But there was no connection because Karna didn't know who he was. Instead of living up to his potential, he died in agony, in infamy. And so that's why this chapter is so important, knowing who you are. And some would say, until you get that part down, the rest of the spiritual journey will be a little incomplete. You'll have a nagging emptiness or a hole or a need to try to prove that you are something that you're not because you don't know who you are. So please take this chance. Take time today. If you're like, I don't know how do I know who I am? Think of how you get to know other people. You meet somebody, you suggest an activity. Well, that sounds fun. So you do that together and you pay attention and listen. Maybe today, pick something you enjoy. Be with yourself like you'd be with a person you're interested in knowing. Listen to yourself, open-hearted, and see what happens. Thank you so much for listening. I hope you enjoyed the story, and I will see you again soon.